Hi guys, it's Rob from Royal Balls. I've got an update on the terrarium guy for you. It's been a while since I published any videos on him. He's doing absolutely fine, but I hardly see any of him. So there is an update. I hope you guys managed to catch Dave Kaughman's ball pythons in the wild video, which explains some of the behaviour of this guy in the terrarium. I designed this terrarium with an underground system to replicate a rodent burrow system, as well as the more traditional trees and branches and stuff for him to climb. He went down the rodent burrow and hasn't come out since. He uses none of the rest of the terrarium. He's in here now, inside his hide, and we can't see him. So neither of the two snakes that I've had in this terrarium have shown any inclination to climb at all. They much prefer the underground system. The terrarium experiment to date has taught me many things, but a couple of those would be: number one, we cannot hope to replicate the wild, and our snakes probably would not thank us for replicating some of the things that they have to deal with in the wild. And the second thing, what is the second thing? And the second thing that the terrarium has taught me is the way that we have our terrarium set up, in particular the arrangements for heating for the snake and our ambient temperatures at the cool end, influence the behaviour of the snake to a much greater extent than I think we realise. The snakes are forced into some of the behaviours simply by the heating arrangements that we provide them, and if you remove that constraint, you will see your snakes behaving in quite a different way. Now, Dave Kaughman's video has given me an idea. This guy here will not climb, and I cannot coax him out with food to make him climb. He's not going to climb to feed. So what I thought I would do, based on what Dave Kaughman in his latest video has described, is I'm going to stick a hose pipe in here and fill this bottom part up here with water to about this level here, to simulate the rainy season and flooding, and I think we'll see that the snake will climb the tree. No, I'm not going to do that. If I did do that, two things would happen. Number one, all my subscribers would call me cruel for simulating that portion of the wild that we so revere in our setups. That would actually be not a good thing to do for the snake. And the second thing that would happen is people would say, see, your snake likes to climb. Unless you actually know what it's doing there and what drove it up the tree in the first place, I don't think we can draw any conclusions from that sort of behaviour. We interpret far too much from casual observations of our snakes without understanding the true drivers behind some of those behaviours. The wild is not a choice for a snake. Climbing in this terrarium is a choice for this snake because he's so well fed, and given the choice, he doesn't climb. I'll put a link in the description below to Dave Kaughman's video. If you do get a chance to watch that, it is well worth the effort to watch that. It is a superb video. So here's the reality of the terrarium, guys. It is clean out day, and I've stripped down the terrarium, and you can see on the table here everything that I've taken out, and the paper, the hide, the plants, the logs are all totally unused in this terrarium. The only thing that needs to be cleaned out is the underground tub and the hide that the snake is currently in while I clean it out. That is the only part of this terrarium that the snake actually uses. So despite the fact that he has every opportunity to be enriched, he has a nice terrarium which I'm actually quite proud of. He uses none of it. I am totally unconvinced about the benefits of enrichment or a terrarium for these snakes. This snake has a terrarium and it has an underground burrow system, and what does it do? It spends all its time in a tub of approximately the same size as all my other hatchlings, despite the fact that it has free access to a completely open and enriched terrarium. It uses none of it. This is the snake's own choice. It is not handled, it is not forced to do anything. It is fed on a regular basis where it wants to be fed, which is right at the mouth of the tunnel. It refuses to come out and climb a tree in order to be fed, despite the fact that I've tried coaxing, I've tried scenting, I've tried everything to get this snake to come out of the hide and actually use some of the terrarium, and it just refuses to do so. It spends all day in the hide in the underground tub, and it spends all night with its head poking out of the entrance to the underground tunnel. It uses none of the terrarium, none of the enrichment, none of the exercise opportunities, and that's entirely the snake's own choice. Let me give you a look at this guy just to show you that he is actually thriving. You can see that he's grown tremendously, and despite the fact that he has been not handled, not socialised in any way at all, this guy is quite shy, but he's not flinching, he's not trying to run away. He has actually got a little bit more docile as he's grown, as all baby ball pythons tend to. This has nothing at all to do with socialisation or handling. It has everything to do with the snake's confidence as it grows and rises in the food chain. So here we go. This is this superb Pastel Pied, we think possibly Gene X. And the only part of him that I see at night is the head sticking out of the tunnel. This glorious snake is completely wasted in the terrarium. He uses none of it, and I see none of him. So I've just cleaned out his tub. The rest of the terrarium is completely spotless. We'll put him back in to the tub in the underground system, which is where he prefers to be. But you can see that he is now fairly at ease with being handled, despite the fact that this is the first time he's been handled probably in about a month. The first time he's been out of the terrarium in a month, because I can't actually get to him. He stays all the time underground. So there we go, guys, let's put him back. There's the hole that he uses to go into the underground system. I'll just pop that back into the terrarium now for you guys so that you can see. So I'll just pop this back into the terrarium, reconnect that tube, so that's where it sits. Here's the plank of wood, the false floor, and you can see that all the paper that I've taken out of the terrarium is still absolutely spotless because he's not been on it. So actually the only part of the terrarium that needs to be cleaned is the underground tub, and that's the hardest part to get to, but the rest of the terrarium doesn't need cleaning at all. You can see the white paper that's been in the terrarium is still absolutely spotless. And what a waste of space. This terrarium here is occupying the space of 3-4 adult sized tubs, and this guy uses just this portion here underground. That little tub in here is the only part of the terrarium that he ever uses. And we'll put his water bowl with fresh water back in. He must come out to drink. He must, right? On his feeding card that he's been feeding every single time that I've fed, varying the feedings between 7 to every 10 days, and he eats every time. So there's a short update on the terrarium guy, and we have seen how well he's actually doing. He's growing and looking fantastic. If I could only just see that from time to time, it would be awesome. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.